You tune into the Sportscast with Brian, Craig, and Jeff. Give you all the sports news you need. We give you outspoken thoughts about all the headlines. We talk baseball, football, hockey, and more. No matter the topic, we cover it. Get ready for the show and keep it outspoken. Keep it outspoken. We keep it outspoken only on the Sportscast. Tune into the Sportscast with Brian, Craig, and Jeff. Give you all the sports news you need.
On a goal for the 9. Peyton, empty backfield, 3-man rush. He bounces around, he throws. DT is there. Are they going to say touchdown? Touchdown! Demaryius Thomas. Move over Brett Favre and make room for the new king. Peyton Manning now has more touchdown passes than any other player in NFL history. And he's being congratulated by his teammates on the field.
Look what they're doing, man. They're playing keep away with the football. Goes from Welker to Julius to Emmanuel Sanders. He still doesn't have a hold of that thing. DT has it. Finally, he gives it to him. Big old hugs to go around by everybody, including head coach John Fox.
Hey guys, welcome in to the Outspoken Sportscast here, episode number 87. We are back again together, me and Jeff, after the holidays and Thanksgiving. And the reason we played that little clip there for you guys that are listening to the podcast and not watching this on YouTube is a video of Peyton Manning throwing his record-breaking touchdown pass to Demaryius Thomas. As we start off with a little sad news here, Jeff, today Demaryius Thomas was found dead in his house at the age of 33. This came shocking. It was shocking news. A guy that just retired this last offseason of football and ready to start his next journey of life, and it ended all too quickly.
Yeah. It hit me hard because I saw this guy. I saw us draft him in the first round. He was a huge staple in this franchise through kind of getting Denver back into its glory days and trying to get back to playoff football and championship football. And so he was the pinnacle to get the pieces in place for Peyton Manning. And before Peyton Manning even got there, he's remembered for that catch against Pittsburgh. His not only his on the field stuff, his off the field stuff, he was a good person. He did good things for everyone. His mom was in jail for a numerous number of years, related to, whether it be drug charges or whatever, possession, I think is what it was. And he got her off. He got her pardoned, and she got to see him play in the Super Bowl. She got to see him win a Super Bowl. And so, this guy was, could have easily just gone down the wrong path. Went to completely different direction. And instead he kind of allowed his ability to shine through and get to a better place, mentally, physically. And then obviously, he would win a championship at some point down the road as well, which is what every player in any sport wants to do. So yeah, this guy is forever a Denver Bronco. I think he is right behind, I'm trying to think of who the player is in terms of total yards as a Bronco, but he's second on the list, which is incredible. I've seen him have so many great games. Peyton Manning, when Peyton Manning came in, it was like, man, this guy, Peyton Manning, he loved targeting him. He loved getting to him. open field. Bubble screens was like a big thing. So like, they would hit a bubble. He would hit a bubble screen and it would be over. Like, I mean, Demaryius Thomas would be gone. So it's horrible news. I didn't know what I wanted to know what happened. So we started to realize that he was found dead in his bathroom. And I think they said that it's possible because he had been suffering from seizures for the past year. And they think that he had a seizure and nobody was there. And so, unfortunately it's heartbreaking. The dude was my age, which is kind of insane.
33, man.
And talented, extremely happy. The guy was always just positive, never had bad things to say. There's a clip of him talking at Peyton Manning's Hall of Fame induction, just saying he made us better. He just selfless person. And so the organization's going to hold a special thing for him during the Lions game here. You had tons of players from Tom Brady to I think he played in Houston for a little bit. I'm not sure. So you had some of those players as well, but players all over the league, players he never played with, players that have known him through various channels and stuff. And so I don't think anybody had a bad thing to say about Demaryius Thomas, and it definitely is a huge loss for the football world, especially definitely hitting the Denver Bronco fans extremely hard today, because outside of some of those great wide receivers we had during John Elway, this was the guy that came in that everybody loved since he wasn't just a household name here. It was just, for all those years. And so it's a horrible news, and I feel for his family. And man, the world lost a very talented and a very selfless person yesterday.
It's interesting because him only being 33, figured he might still be in the league, right? I mean,
yeah,
he just retired this last off season. He's getting ready for the next part of his life. I don't know if the football injuries over time caused the seizures. We no clue, but just condolences to his family. And look, watching him play was great. I think he reminds me of a better Des Bryant. He was big like Des Bryant was, but he was fast. He was a great player to watch, and him and Peyton Manning had almost instant chemistry. I enjoyed watching him play, and I was shocked when I heard that news today. I kind of had a double take, and I had to stop and Google it, and like, oh my gosh, dude, Demaryius Thomas, dude. Yeah, it's that's tough, and when anybody dies young like that, that's really sad, and the football community, and especially like you said in Denver, is hurting tonight, and so we keep his family in our prayers, and his legacy is left on the field, and not only that, but the amount of people he's touched living his life on this earth. So condolences for his family and the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, it didn't seem real when I heard it, and I was just kind of like, I don't really understand. So it was just, maybe it's kind of the same feeling you had with Kobe, where it was just like,
yeah,
what?
And I was about to bring that up. Is it's kind of funny because we watch these athletes as we grow up, and we get attached to certain teams for whatever reasons we do, and we follow certain players, and you follow them from getting drafted to hopefully playing their whole career with your team, and taking that team to a championship. And this guy was a part of that, and then when they pass away, even though you didn't know them, you didn't meet them personally, they had an effect on you. And that's something that's interesting with different things. And I think that goes along with even actors, like when Tom Hanks passes away, I'm going to be upset, Denzel Washington, certain people that you watch that you don't even know, and they have no clue you exist, but they've had an impact on your life growing up in one way or the other. And if it does affect you, when Kobe Bryant passed away, I ain't gonna lie. I cried. I came home and I cried to my wife, and I said, I know it feels weird that I'm crying. I don't know him, but he was my favorite basketball player of all time, and he is the whole reason I'm a Lakers fan, and meant a lot. So
yeah.
It's a big loss for Denver, and like I said, you and your fans and the football world. So
I think the Broncos are going to do something real special, and obviously I have a feeling that Demaryius Thomas is going to have some kind of
retire his number.
They're probably going to maybe possibly retire the number, or maybe even have some kind of thing at the stadium to honor him. But
Right.
He's definitely going to be
A statue up.
He's going to get something for sure, because he was too special here.
Yeah, definitely. All right, guys. Well, that wasn't the spotlight of the week. We just want to get that out of the way and talk about him and honor his memory a little bit there. But I also want to apologize if you hear some coughs. I'm still getting over COVID, so you might hear me cough. I'll try and mute the mic. Anyways, Jeff, we decided the spotlight of the week this week would be the early awards. If we had to look at the awards that are handed out at the end of the year, who would we give those to and why? A little bit of a playoff picture, our biggest surprise, biggest disappointment so far this season. So let's go ahead and jump into that. And the first one off the bat is Coach of the Year. And Jeff, I was torn between this one. I was torn between two guys, and I think it can only go between two of the people. That's Bill Belichick and Cliff Kingsbury. And I decided a very tough one here. I decided to give it to Cliff Kingsbury. And we all know Bill Belichick's a genius and all that, but who would have thought, Jeff, that the Arizona Cardinals would be the number one seed in the NFC, 10-2. They were 8-8 last year altogether. They're 10-2. He's got this team playing at a high level. This team is talented. Don't get me wrong. It's not like it's not like this team isn't talented and this is kind of coming out of nowhere. They're a talented bunch. Did you think they were going to lead this division or possibly win this division? I thought that was going to go to the Rams. And look, the season's not over. It still could. But right now, they're the number one seed in the NFC. Right now, to me, you got to pit them as the number one team in the NFL with that record. What they're doing if you were to tell me your starting quarterback was to miss 3 games in November and you were still winning those games, you went 2-1 of those football games. This coach has them playing really well right now. They are next man up mentality. And when they lost Murray for 3 games, I said, oh man, they're going to lose all 3. It's great position for Green Bay. But they continue to win, Jeff, and they continue to fight. And I got to give it so far to Cliff Kingsbury, Coach of the Year this season.
Oh man, Bill Belichick is one of the greatest coaches, if not the greatest coach in the game at this point. When it's all said and done,
maybe all time. Maybe. Honestly, I mean. I personally like Vince Lombardi. I think I'm not a Green Bay fan, but something about I do love
Vince Lombardi is he's special. And he was able to do some special things in a place that nobody was paying attention to. So, and put the place on the map. Put the organization on the map. Bill Belichick, it's not like I'm surprised, but it's also I am surprised in some ways. I'm not surprised that he was able to find something and turn his ship around. What I'm surprised about is how quickly it came. right? Eventually, he was going to figure it out, and he did. It's incredible. It shows how insane of a coach he is in terms of production, talent, scope, all this stuff. Being able to just find some talent that he knows will work and mesh well with his organization is incredible. That being said, I will definitely have to go with the Cardinals head coach on this one. I have to do it mainly because of this guy. Nobody was talking about him. Nobody was saying anything about this guy.
They were talking about him being on the hot seat.
Nobody had him in their radar, on their radar. Nobody was talking about him. And because of that, you gotta acknowledge it. You gotta sit there and go, look, we know Bill Belichick's good, but this guy's good too. And you can't ignore it. Bill Belichick's gotten probably numerous amounts of awards in terms of coach of the year. I can't even account probably how many coach of the year awards this dude's got. But this is an up and coming coach. He's taken a talented roster. He had an injured quarterback, still winning games, still doing what he's doing with the talent he has, obviously, but without his quarterback, which is hard to do. I mean, it's difficult to try to win without any kind of franchise guy on there trying at the helm. So ultimately, yeah, I got to pick him. I got to definitely pick him. So I'm agree with you on this one. Bill Belichick, he's got plenty. He doesn't need any more. He doesn't need any more pats on the back.
And he has 3 coaches of the year.
Bill Belichick?
Mm-hmm.
So, of course he does.
And that's an award they like to, they don't give it out to the same coach every single year. So,
right.
But
enough's enough, Bill.
I was torn between the two, but I think definitely got to give it to Cliff Kingsbury. The defensive player of the year, I don't know. This one was tough for me. I looked up who has the most sacks because that's who usually gets it. Or if someone has an insane amount of interceptions. I think, well, he's got 9. But he doesn't lead the NFL, I don't think.
Okay.
Or does he? He might lead the NFL.
He might lead the NFL. With 9, that's kind of high. But
I went with TJ Watt, Jeff. TJ Watt has the most sacks in the NFL, and I had a double take it. I was looking up these stats. He has 16 sacks. And last year, he should have won Defensive Player of the Year. He was leading a lot of categories. He didn't win it. It was just, I don't know why. He just didn't win it. I'm going to go with TJ Watt. Sometimes these awards, especially like these these aren't little awards, but these awards that are just, defensive player of the year or whatever. If your team is not doing all that great, man, they might go with the guy that was on a little bit better of a team. So
yeah.
I'm going with TJ Watt, though. If it's between him or Myles Garrett, you could give it to Diggs just because the interceptions, but it's dropped off the last couple games. He's also allowed the most yardage in the NFL, more than any other quarterback in the league. I heard that today. So I got to go with TJ Watt, getting to the quarterback, getting 16 sacks. I think he's got a forced fumble. So I'm going with him. This is not a award that I'm, I look forward to every year, like the MVP or offensive side of the football. But who do you got as defensive player of the year, Jeff? I
mean, this one's boring to me because it's going to sound boring to anybody listening, but I'm going to agree with you on this one. It's just not that it's a boring, award to give out.
Right.
I'm just saying like the next version of this, which we'll talk about in a second, is a little bit more exciting because there's a lot more going on. So I'm going to agree with this one, TJ Watt, simply with the fact that you were talking about the 16 sacks is impressive as heck. We still have like a month left or so of football. We got some games left, and he's going to probably get more. So I mean, if the fact that you're going to near 20 sacks in a season is nuts, and they got the extra game. That's like two rushing. That's 2 linebackers right there, 2 good ones. 10, that's like 10. You think about that. Usually they'll split them, right? You get 10 or whatever if they're real good. He's doing that by himself. TJ, it's TJ Watt. without a shadow of a doubt. That's impressive. And with more to spare, look for him to probably at least get 3 more.
Yeah, he's already tied his and I'm not even sure they played Minnesota last night. I'm not even sure those 16 if he got a sack last night. I don't think that is in there. So
I agree there. I completely agree there.
Definitely. I mean, I would like to see him break Strahan's record, 22.
That would be incredible.
That'd be insane. And now with that extra game, you're going to see some of those things.
True.
Some of those things happen. True. Next one is the defensive rookie of the year, Jeff. And I'm kind of interested to see where you're going with this one. I'm going to let you go first. Now, every week I do the rundowns of kind of what we talk about, but I don't put my answers on the board. So Jeff can't see my answers. I write them down on my own little board over here, and so he's not just copying. If he's agreeing with me, he's not just copying what I'm saying. So. Jeff, I want to see who you put here because I'm interested to see who it is. I mean, I might. There's only 2 options I think you can go with here, but let me hear your answer, Jeff. Let's go ahead and hear your answer.
There's two people that come to mind. Okay, and I'm not a Cowboy fan. Okay, I'm not a Cowboy fan. Michael Parsons is a beast. I cannot deny that. He is a beast of a player. He is danger for quarterbacks for many years. He's going to get better and better as he gets older and fine tunes his craft for sure. The other one is Patrick Surtain II, and he is another beast. Now, here's the difference. This is why I don't know. Okay, so Michael Parsons, he is Flash. That is the one. That is the Hollywood kind of guy. He's going to get you the sacks and whatever. What statistic that really pops out to me in a league where we like to throw the football, no one runs typically anymore. It's very rare. It's a high throw-in aerial attack. That is the way the NFL has been going over the years. Obviously, thank you, Patrick Mahomes, for that one. But that is where the league is headed. Do you have rushers? Sure. Do you run the ball? Yeah. But what are you going to do? You're going to try to put up as many points as possible. And that's through the air. Now, the one statistic that really sticks out to me with Patrick Surtain is that QBR against him is insanely low. Gosh, this is hard. You can't go wrong with either. Man, I'm going to stick with my guy, Patrick Surtain II. I'm going Patrick Surtain II, rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year. I'm sorry. I cannot go. Michael Parsons is going to be good, and he's definitely going to get his dues for sure. He's definitely going to get defensive player of the year, that kind of stuff for sure. But I'm going with Patrick Surtain II. I like him. I like him too much. And I wasn't even really mad when they got him. Everybody got mad and frustrated because we didn't pick a quarterback up. I don't care. I like him. That's it.
Look, those are the 2 guys I was choosing between. Patrick Surtain is a great player. He's going to be a shutdown corner. He has 4 interceptions already. Jeff, there's one clear answer here, buddy, and it's Micah Parsons. Okay. Micah Parsons is a beast. He's got 10 sacks.
Can't argue.
10 sacks, 72 tackles, 2 forced fumbles. And not only is this guy good, he's versatile. He's a linebacker. All right. But they're using him. They've had to use him as just a edge rusher because their edge rushers have been injured. And his rating at edge rushing is elite. He gets to the quarterback. And that's the biggest argument that happens on 105.3 The Fan in the morning is RJ Choppy. I'm going to call you guys out here. Thanks that Micah Parsons should be a full-time rushing the quarterback on the edge. That's what he's best at. And I agree with him. He gets the quarterback on an elite status. Okay. But his versatility is very, very good. And he's a beast. To me, he's going to win it defensive rookie of the year. Patrick Surtain is really good, but Micah Parsons is definitely that guy to take that trophy, in my opinion. Now we'll have to wait and see at the end of the year. But he's good. He's dang good.
They're two awesome players. I mean, these guys were right neck and neck in terms of draft pick selection. So in terms of defense, I mean, there were 3 defensive players on the board that in the first round that everyone was eyeing, and these 2 guys were one of the 3. So,
and when you're looking at, building a team, obviously Surtain's position is more valuable than a linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
Cornerback, a shutdown corner is invaluable. So you definitely, even your head coach said if we had to go back and redo the draft and those same guys are there, I'm still picking Micah Parsons. And I totally agree, unless you did go quarterback. But from what we've seen from the quarterbacks, they've all kind of been a little bad, so far.
You're talking about Jerry Jones talking about he would have picked Micah Parsons. He was picking Micah Parsons anyway.
No, I'm talking about Denver's coach. Denver's Frank. What's his name? I was about to say, what's your coach?
Vic Fangio. You're talking about Vic Fangio. Yeah, he came out.
He came out and said it. If we had to redo the same, we had to redo it. I'm picking the same guy, and I agree with it.
Well, it was a need. It was a need. We needed help on corner. We had nobody back there. We had so many injuries, and it was like 3rd string guys at the end of the season last year. It was so horrible, and that was a huge need outside of quarterback, obviously, but we definitely needed a cornerback for sure, and we got one. So,
all right,
the Jerry Jones thing's iffy though. I'll talk about that later.
The offensive player of the year is next, and I think this one's kind of easy. It's Cooper Kupp. He leads the league in receiving yards. He has 1,366 yards already. Whew. He also leads the NFL in touchdowns. He's got 11 of those as well. So he's Stafford. It's his favorite guy out there so far in Los Angeles. I thought 11 touchdowns was a little low to be leading, but he's leading in touchdowns. He's leading in yardage. He brings that different element there for LA. I think you got to give him the award this year.
Oh man. I can't pick him. I can't pick him yet, but honestly, I would probably man. I'm trying to figure out CeeDee Lamb's numbers. And well, I wouldn't even say really CeeDee Lamb. Yeah, dang it. I'm trying to think of who the Green Bay Packers. There was a guy on offense that's just sticking out to me that I was like, man, this guy's like,
there's Devontae Adams.
No, I say Cooper Kupp. I mean, if you really want to pick it, I think that there are other players. I mean, CeeDee Lamb's been doing pretty well. I think, I mean, obviously, it kind of, you get some drop off a little bit with, he's dropped some passes and stuff, but, Amari Cooper's been pretty good this year too. Can't ignore that either. It's been a weird year when it comes to certain things, because you would sit there and go, oh yeah, Travis Kelce, none of that's going on. So it's just kind of like, I could see Cooper Kupp, and I probably could agree with that too to some degree. I would even really say, like, could you even throw in Kyle Murray in there? I mean, he's been doing, I mean, I know that's usually an MVP type thing, but still, he's been doing insanely good.
If I'm usually MVPs are quarterbacks, and then they give the offensive player of the year to like a running back or wide receiver. I was going to say Derrick Henry if he didn't get
Derrick Henry, but he got injured. I mean, that's what ruined that.
If he didn't get injured, he's definitely your offensive player of the year. If not, I was talking MVP before he got injured. The stuff he was doing was insane.
I mean, if I had to really pick, I would agree with you on Cooper Kupp. If I were to go and go with my heart right now, I mean, I really like Devontae Williams. I think he's going to be this star, and he rushed for another 100-yard game, and then we freaking lost. He rushed for another 100 yards. I mean, this dude is legit talent, and so that really it bothers me that we keep losing, and he's struggling to. He's doing it by himself sometimes, and definitely so because Melvin Gordon's been out, but. A lot of people are ignoring him, and I think definitely people should not be ignoring Devontae Williams. He's really good, and so my personal, if I from the heart, I really like Devontae Williams, and he's doing insanely well and surprised a lot of people. But if I were to go with like what I really think who would actually win it, I would agree with Cooper Kupp.
It's hard to go against them leading those two statistics. But like I said, who knows at the end of the year?
It's also been a weird year, man. It's also been a strange year. There's been some weird games where it's like these weird like blowouts, and then teams that shouldn't have been blown out. The Rams keep losing games, and it's like, what's going on?
It's been a weird
strange year for sure.
From what we predict or think is going to happen, and it's just like wow. Yeah. Offensive rookie of the year. There's one guy, and that is Jamar Chase, Jeff. Jamar Chase from the Cincinnati Bengals, coming out of college, really good wide receiver in college. There was talks about him dropping a bunch of passes, right? They're in the offseason, and this guy's going to have the yips, and can he handle the spotlight? Well, he's handling it really well. Burrow's been fine. He's got 958 yards, so he's going to break 1,000 yards this rookie season. He has 8 touchdowns. Incredible. Yeah, he has 8 touchdowns. That's 2 behind. Sorry, that's 3 behind Cooper Kupp there. He's averaging 17 and a half yards a catch. He's playing off fantastic there in Cincinnati as and there's Burrow
chemistry there, isn't there?
Oh yeah, they play together.
That makes
the national championship with each other. So
awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, as the Bengals are fighting for the playoff spots, we continue to come down at the end of the season here. We're going to see that connection get even better. It's just year 1, so
yeah, I love it. I love
it. Yeah. I love that. And I love how the guys can come from the same school, get drafted, and play on the same team together in the NFL. And they've already won a national championship together. They know what it's like to play in big games. And you see that connection come over between the two in the NFL. It's fantastic to see. Thank you, baby.
All right.
All right, Jeff. Well, I mean, is that going to be your guy too, or?
Yeah, I can't. I'm not going to argue with that. No, he's really good. No, that's not even. I love the fact that the Bengals they've got some pieces now, and just they're building towards that, and it's great to see for an organization to have to struggle for years and stuff, and right. Honestly, even when under Carson Palmer, it's just
Well, and then they've had Andy Dalton there.
Andy Dalton.
And they won 10 games every year, but they never won a playoff game. And so you want to see them get over that hump. And what was really important to me if we're talking Bengal football here, is how was Joe Burrow going to come back from that leg injury? How was he going to look? And so far, he's looked good. Now, he does lead the NFL in interceptions. That's something he's got to work on. Mm-hmm. But I like his attitude. I like his poise. I like him coming back from an injury and leading this team to hopefully a playoff berth and see where they go. But
I wonder if some of the interceptions are just timing issues because it's it's different. It's learning. Maybe there are different players and stuff are on the field, and stuff like that. Obviously, he's got his go-to guy. We know that, but maybe it's a timing thing, and it'll fix itself. Obviously, that kind of stuff fixes itself. I don't think it's a mechanical issue.
That's something to work out. And like you said, timing issue. Yeah. I think when you're younger, you take those shots and you
risks.
And you take those risks and you're like, well, maybe I shouldn't have done that, and they learn from that. The good ones learn from that and build upon it. And I'm looking forward to seeing the Bengals play football. And I've never said that in the entire history of being alive. So that's a good sign for you Cincinnati football fans.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff, the big kahuna. The MVP, who is your MVP? I want to hear your answer first on this one. I'll let you take it.
Dak Prescott. No. Ooh. Okay.
No.
All right. So I will not go to that one. My MVP of the season. Even though I want to see him play after he's been out. Man, you're going to get mad. Oh, Kyle Murray. It's Kyle Murray. I think it's different. He's kind of coming out of his shell. He's becoming his own. He's showing up. He's doing stuff. He got injured, but I want to see him after the injury. And if he's back to himself, man, I mean, it's exciting to see a new guy come out here and start showing up some stuff. So I know that's not necessarily the
no, Jeff, that's way off.
Most popular.
That's way off, Jeff. Now I say way off because he's missed 3 games. That's going to take him. That's the only thing. That's the only thing I'm like, but what I've seen to this point, he's very good. He's very good. He's playing really well.
Yeah.
There's one answer here, Jeff, and I don't think anybody else wins it. And this is an answer that everyone's going to hate me for, but it's Tom Brady. Okay. This guy leads the league in yards. He has 3,771 yards, Jeff. My goodness. He's going to break 5,000 probably. He leads the league in touchdowns. He's thrown 34 flipping touchdowns. He is 7th in the league in percentage with 68%. He does have 10 interceptions, which seemed a little high for Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
But leading those to me, there's no 34 touchdown passes already is insane. Almost 4,000 yards already. I hate it. I hate to say it. I don't like Tom Brady. I respect him. I want him to lose in the first round of the playoffs. I don't want to face Tampa Bay in the playoffs. Whatever. But it's Tom Brady.
You picked too safe. You picked too safe, Brian. I went out and stepped outside the box. No,
you picked wrong, Jeff. All right, I picked right. And you picked wrong on this one.
I think I just want to see new stuff, man. Like, yeah, that's the thing.
I get
Tom Brady. It's Tom Brady's show again, and I get it. He's good. He's very good. I'm not going to deny that. I'm not stupid, but I mean, that's just, I'd like seeing new talent, new stuff, new faces, and doing some cool stuff. And so that's why I picked Kyle Murray, because I was just like, man, he's a new guy. We've seen Patrick Mahomes, and that was cool. I was cool with it. It was like, even though he's a Chiefs, whatever, he destroys Denver.
Aaron Rodgers last season, man, he's looking fire, but he's not pitting those big numbers up this year because we don't need him to.
He doesn't
exactly.
So like, I like Kyle Murray, and I think it's cool and exciting. And a lot of people, I think, are it's making the Cardinals exciting, which is interesting because the Cardinals, I mean, nobody's really been paying attention to them since.
I do have some bad blood with the Cardinals. Green Bay does. So I
hate them.
I'm beginning to grow that anger towards them. They beat us in the playoffs one year. They beat us. It was a game where it was like 51-48. Like, we should have won that game, but our defense sucks so bad. I was there. I had my buddy come over, Arizona fan, came over to my house. We're watching the playoff game, and Green Bay has 2 Hail Marys to basically tie the game and to go to overtime. And what do? We leave Larry Fitzgerald wide open. He takes it like 90 yards to the 5-yard line. We end up losing the game. I'm like, awesome. I've had some bad losses to Arizona. So, they're a little frustrating. They're that little thorn in my side right now, and I'm trying not to let it get too big. So,
it's good. It's good we have our different picks here, and that it's everybody. Nobody's like, well, you guys are just bouncing off each other, and so.
And Arizona is an exciting team. Don't get me wrong. To watch. So,
Kyle Murray's exciting. He's an exciting player.
Hi, Jeff. We got our surprising team and our biggest disappointment so far. My surprising team is the New England Patriots. And no, I'm just joking. It's the Arizona Cardinals. And I was going to pick the Patriots, but like we said, we know Bill Belichick's good. I'm surprised it happened this fast, but when you look into the Patriots, they're getting 8 players back that didn't play 8 starters back that didn't play last year because of COVID. Mac Jones is coming to his own. It's Bill Belichick. I'm not surprised. My surprise is Cardinals. Look, like I said earlier, I did not have them winning this division. We picked the Rams. Both of us picked the Rams to win this division. We figured the Rams would be 10-2 right now, but they've struggled. And I say struggle, and they're like 7-4, so they're not really struggling. But anyways, what the Cardinals has done, and I can't pinpoint this enough, and I think what I'm about to say is why I got to give them even though Green Bay beat Arizona without 3 wide receivers in Arizona, Arizona is the number 1 team to me because the fact they winning games with Colt McCoy, Jeff. They're winning games with Colt McCoy. They're rushing the ball very well. They're playing really good defense, and they just got Kyle Murray back and DeAndre Hopkins back, and they're poised to win that division right now. They're poised to make a run, and it looks like so far, if Green Bay don't catch them, that the NFC is going to go through Arizona.
They're a very surprised team. It is a chalk up between them and New England, and the only reason New England does kind of get a knock down is because of Bill Belichick. It's not like there's a new coach in there and all of a sudden they're starting to win.
Funny that we knock someone down because of how good they are. You know what I mean? Like
they deserve it. They've been winning too much. Arizona, I think is definitely everybody did not see that coming. They did not see Kyle Murray playing as well as he played. They did not see the defense playing as well as they've been playing. Coaching is top notch. They're doing exactly what they need to do. They are the surprise team of the season by far. Nobody saw that coming. It's completely Arizona, the Cardinals. And so, it's exciting for them. It's exciting for their organization. Their fan base is probably losing it, at how well they're doing. And, man, they're riding strong going through, man. Riding strong.
Well, it's funny because you look at that, and then you look at what what their basketball teams did, and
oh my gosh.
So
and what their basketball team's doing now.
Oh yeah, they've continued that winning ways into the season. And when football's over, we'll jump into the NBA. But that state's going to be really, really excited about their sports.
They're the new title town, Brian.
No. Anyways, biggest disappointment. We talked about this on the phone the other day. I think we both agree. It's the Cleveland Browns. They're 6-6. They were what? They only lost 5 games last year. So they've already lost more games than they did last season. This team going in, I projected them to win their division. They have the talent. Baker Mayfield is going to come into his own. This defense is fantastic. They have the best rushing, 2-tandem rushing attack in the NFL. And I'm wrong. Something's not working there, and I honestly think it's Baker Mayfield. He's been hurt a lot this season. It's actually cost his team. I think they got to bench him if they want to have a chance to win. And they have to figure out, is Baker the next step, Jeff, and the pinnacle of watching the Cleveland Browns almost be really good. Their biggest decision is going to be to keep Baker Mayfield or not keep Baker Mayfield. I don't think he's the guy there. I don't think he's the answer there, but he's probably the best quarterback you've had in a long, long time. So do you kick him to the curb? I don't know. That's a big question that the Cleveland Browns have got to ask themselves. Do we kick out the best quarterback we've had in a while, even though I personally don't think he's good enough? That's a tough decision to make, to see if Cleveland can turn this thing around. But I really like what their head coach did the last couple of years. but this season seems to be slipping away. And I don't know if it's Baker Mayfield's injuries keeping him from actually playing the quarterback position, or what it is there in Cleveland. But there's problems.
I don't understand it. Their coach was awesome. I think he won Coach of the Year last year. Did he win Coach of the Year last year? That was,
I think so.
Close.
I think so. Let me look that up.
I'll let you look it up. It's a surprise. Nobody thought Cleveland would drop off so quickly. I think that they were on this kind of rise to really, really change the idea of what people think of the Cleveland Browns. And he did. Brian is confirmed.
Hold on. The booth has reviewed. No.
Brian can confirm. So yeah, I think that's awesome that he won it last year. And I really thought that a lot of people thought that would continue on going into this next season. And maybe we would see some kind of new pedigree going into success pedigree going into the Cleveland Browns. And a lot of people want to see that. That organization has been nothing but disappointment a lot. And it's just, I think the fan base was tired of it. They finally saw some taste of some greatness last year and sprinkled here and there, even the years prior to that. And something's wrong. I don't know if it's maybe just, is Baker hurt? Is he playing injured? Is something off there? And if it's possible that he might be playing injured, then sit him out. There's no sense in ruining a possible, oh no, you may not be as good this season, but who cares?
Playing hurt is okay, but playing hurt to the point where you can't physically play your position at an NFL level is not okay.
No. And if that's the case, then he definitely needs to sit for the season at this point and just let it start back over next year with the clear slate, healthy quarterback and all that stuff. Are you going to probably just act like you're giving up? Sure, but you're not. And everyone knows it. If healthy, I think if you had a healthy Baker Mayfield, if he's healthy, okay, if that's the issue, I don't think we're talking about them like this. Even with OBJ, I don't think we're talking about this team. Like, it wasn't like, Odell, because he left, the Browns are falling apart and, whatever. No, I don't believe that. So I think this year, they're a huge disappointment. Next year, maybe not. So we'll
see. And you kind of see those fluctuate a little bit. I would like to see consistency with them. And most of Cleveland would like to see consistency with them, but consistently winning 10 games a year, consistently fighting for the playoff spots, consistently fighting for the division. Look, this division hasn't been lights out this year. Okay, right. This division's been up for grabs. The Ravens have been playing okay, but they're not that great of a football team. Watching them play, I'm like, the Ravens don't strike fear into me. Green Bay plays them in a couple weeks, so. We'll see then, but this division was up for grabs, and they're letting this to slip right through their fingers, and it just sucks. It sucks to see for Cleveland. It's kind of like the Bengals. You would want to see I want to see the Bengals be successful. I want to see Cleveland be successful because we've never seen it. Cleveland was really good back in the day, but that's way before my time.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff. Well, if the playoffs ended, the season ended today and playoffs started, so far, this is what we would have. In the NFC, you would have the Cardinals get the number 1 seed. They're 10-2. They would get that bye. The Packers would face the 49ers right now. Tampa Bay at number 3 would face number 6 Washington football team. And the Dallas Cowboys at number 4 would face the Rams. And that is going to be a good game. They talked about it here in Dallas on the radio as we don't want to be the 4th seed. You do not want to be the 4th seed because you're going to be facing the loser of the NFC West division. The Rams are the Cardinals. It looks like it's going to be the Rams right now. Not the loser of the division, but the second place.
Right.
Not the winner. Right now, that is your playoff picture. There's still people battling in for the 7th and 6th seed. Those could change. Division wise, I don't think that's changing. I don't think Tampa is going to lose the division. Green Bay's almost got the division locked up. The Dallas Cowboys are close to locking that horrible division up. So that's your NFC picture right there.
Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty. It's going to be interesting. I think if it were to end today, it's Dallas versus Rams is an exciting game.
That's the toughest matchup.
That's an exciting game. Rams haven't been playing very well, but who knows? Maybe by then they would be, or whatever. If this were to end,
the Cowboys haven't been playing really well either.
That's true.
So,
and then if you had Tampa Bay versus Washington football team.
Hey, Washington football team played them last year in the playoffs, and they almost won.
I know.
If they won, Jeff, Green Bay would have beat Washington, and we'd have been in the damn Super Bowl. Sorry for the language. It would have been true, but they didn't.
And Packers versus 49ers, I think Packers could win that for sure.
Packers win that one at home. Now, I've had some bad below the 49ers, but
Garoppolo.
But this team would win that division or would win that game.
Yeah.
In the AFC, Jeff, right now, the Patriots are the first team with a bye. That's dangerous. Going to
AFC is horrible.
With that defense, it really is not as tough as we thought it was. Titans number 2 right now versus the Bills at number 7, Jeff. The Bills are at number 7.
Mm-hmm.
My gosh. Okay, the Bills have been they were my second disappointing team on that list underneath the Browns. But the Ravens are 3 versus the Bengals at 6. That would be a really good game. I think the Bengals would actually pull off that upset. And then you got Chiefs and Chargers, and that game could go either way. The way that the Chiefs have been playing a lot better, I think they've found their groove right now.
The Chiefs are playing good defensively. Let's just say what it really is.
Okay,
the Chiefs have been playing good defensively. Their offense is absolute garbage. It is freaking horrible.
How did that the Chiefs
and the fact that this team beat the Broncos and they scored 1 touchdown. The rest were field goals. Broncos obviously couldn't score anything.
If you had a quarterback, Jeff, you'll win that game. Anyway,
I mean, it was if we had a different offensive coordinator, we would have won the game. But besides the point, that game was ridiculous. And the fact that how they won that game and how they've been winning games too. Like you take a look at it, they beat the Cowboys on it was a ridiculous game. The Cowboys could have easily won that game. And I'm not a Cowboy fan, but I'm sitting there going, the Chiefs barely did jack squat in that game.
They should have won that game. The Green Bay game, if Aaron Rodgers was playing, we dominated that game.
Yeah. It's this weird. Their defense is the one. The defense for the Chiefs are the reason that they are in position right then in that particular in the playoff race in general. Which is not Patrick Mahomes, and I don't understand what's going on there.
Which is interesting, Jeff, because at the beginning of the year, the Chiefs were one of the worst defenses in the NFL, and that's why they started losing those games. The offense wasn't there. This defense has flipped a freaking 180. Okay. Yeah. And they're up top of the league right now, and they're playing really well. I don't know what switched, what flipped, what's going on.
I don't know. But I mean, for whatever it is, if the Chiefs if the playoffs end today and the Chiefs are right there, it's because of defense. And honestly, if they go up against an offense that's going to possibly can take advantage of this defense, I don't think the Chiefs will be in the freaking Super Bowl. I just don't.
Now we talk about the AFC being on as tough, but I like the matchups here in these games better.
The matchups here are exciting. They're interesting because they're toss-ups.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the Bengals could take out the Ravens. The Ravens could take out the Bengals. Chiefs could lose to the Chargers. Chargers obviously could lose to the Chiefs. We've seen that before. Bills could step on their own feet. Titans have no running back.
I don't think Titans are number 2 when all said and done here.
Yeah, that's true. And then it looks like, honestly, if you really want to boil it down to, the Patriots want to run away with the whole thing. Why? Because they're better than all these teams.
They're playing it. It's going through Foxborough in the cold. They have the number 1 defense in the league, and Mac Jones is not making mistakes with Bill Belichick. That's a dangerous recipe, Jeff. And we could see the Patriots being in the Super Bowl. And let me tell you this, Jeff. Okay,
Tampa Bay versus Patriots.
Let me tell you this,
dude.
The whole debate about Who's better, Brady or Belichick? Which one? Brady won a championship without Belichick. He's better. If Bill Belichick takes Mac Jones to the Super Bowl and wins it with Mac Jones, there's your answer. It's Bill Belichick. Okay? It's Bill Belichick. Now, look, I agree that it took both Bill Belichick and Tom Brady merging together to win what they did. But everyone wants to divide it. Everyone wants to say who's better, who deserves this, da-da-da-da. If Bill Belichick takes Mac Jones to the Super Bowl and wins, beating whoever, it could be Tom Brady or whatever, the Cardinals, Green Bay, the Rams, whoever gets there, the Dallas Cowboys, Jeff, then Belichick wins that argument. Just straight up. All right. There's no argument. Tom Brady went to a team that already had talent with a great defense. Don't give me that. Anyways, I don't want to start the Tom Brady, Bill Belichick debate here, but that would end it. Bill Belichick could just drop the mic after the win and be like, that's all you need. That's it. That's it. All right, Jeff. Well, it's going to be a long episode, guys. It's the first time we've been on for a long time. So just so you know, top games of week 14, top games. We have the Ravens versus the Browns, Jeff. A game that the Browns are probably disappointed in. A game that Lamar Jackson will probably throw 3 interceptions and somehow still win the football game, because that happened 2 weeks ago. He threw like 5 interceptions and they still won. I got the Ravens winning this one. Like I said, I'm not trusting the Browns to I'm not trusting Baker Mayfield to get out of a wet paper sack right now. So give me the Ravens to win this one, Jeff. Who do you have?
I got the Ravens to win this one. I don't trust the Browns. Obviously, they're just not playing the way that they should be playing, and the Ravens are, somehow will pull out of this and win it in some way. Whatever way it will be possible, they will win this game. The Ravens will probably win this game. I would be shocked, honestly. And I hope I am. I hope the Browns do beat them. But if I were betting money on it, I'm going with Ravens.
And I don't trust the Ravens either, but I trust I'll trust them a little bit better than the Browns. Next, you got the Bills versus the Bucks. And this is interesting because the Bills coming into this year, we thought was going to be the powerhouse. We're like, man, we're going to see this next Bills team take over, and they really have struggled. They just lost to the Patriots because they couldn't stop the running attack as Mac Jones just threw the ball 3 times, Jeff, the whole game, and they win. It's crazy. That game was insane. The win was insane. The Bills should have won that game. I got the Bucks winning this one. I hope the Bills win. I need them to win this game. I don't trust them. I think the Bucks win this game easily.
I have to agree. I cannot go against Tom Brady. Sorry, I said the Patriots. I can't go against Tom Brady. It seems like they're all clicking again, and they're playing a lot better than they were, especially early on in the season. I don't trust the Bills. The Bills have been kind of falling apart. That was a toss up for me there for them. It was disappointing. And I'm like, the Bills kind of disappointed me this year. I really thought they were going to do something good, and they have not been playing well at all, but the Browns were worse. So, I don't trust the Bills anymore right now, especially this season. They got to get it back together next year. This year, definitely not their year. I know we talked about them being in the playoffs, but they're not going to go anywhere. Unfortunately. And so, I got to go with the Bucks on this one.
Jeff, I'm an idiot. I forgot a game, and it's going to be the best game of the week. And I forgot to put it on here.
It
is the Rams versus the Cardinals.
Oh, round 2?
Monday night football on ESPN.
Round 2.
My bad, guys. That is your number 1 game of the week. Number 1. It doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah.
In that game, Jeff, my heart wants to pick the Rams. My brain says pick the Cardinals. And I wear my heart on my sleeve. Give me the Rams. Give me the Rams to get back on their winning ways and take one from Arizona. Mark it down, because hopefully it'll happen.
I'm going to go with the Rams. The reason why is because of my boy Von Miller. I want Von Miller to have a good game. I want him to, as much as I should be rooting against them because we have picks from them.
You should definitely.
But we'll give it to Von. I'll give him a game. Let him light it up. Let him show the world that the Denver Broncos messed up by getting rid of him. I don't care. I like the guy. He's my favorite Bronco player outside of John Elway. Give him the game. Give him a good game. Get him 2 sacks. Let's do that.
Sunday night football, the longest rivalry in sports in the NFL. Packers versus the Bears. I've got the Packers, Jeff. I've got the Packers. And let me tell you 2 different things here. Jair Alexander, the guy's jersey I'm wearing, shutdown corner in the NFL, the best or number 2, whatever you want to say, is off the injured list. Demaryius Smith, Jeff, our best pass rusher, is off the injury list. We haven't got word if they're going to play yet. But let me tell you what, if both of them are playing the way this defense is playing this year, Justin Fields is returning this game, Jeff. He might want to sit out one more week. I'm just saying. It's going to be a long night for the Chicago Bears quarterback. Give me the Packers to win this game. And I think it's going to be a blowout. 31-17. Packers dominate this game. And Aaron Rodgers still owns the Chicago Bears.
Oh, man. Go Bears, go. No, I'm kidding. You're like, you. Oh, shut up. That's sacrilegious. No, I'm going to go with, how do you go against the Packers in this situation? They beat them already this year. It was an Chicago. Embarrassing loss to the Bears. He talked trash.
I still own you. I still blanking own you. Exact words. Sorry.
So not only did he talk trash, he's going to have to back it up. I think Aaron Rodgers will back it up. I don't think that the Bears will come around and say, you know what, enough's enough. I got to go with the Packers. I'm going to go with the Packers in a decisive victory. I gotta go with I don't think they have to put up too many points either. Go with 21-6. Chicago is going to kick field goals all night.
Now, Jeff, I told my buddy one thing looking into this game. When Green Bay comes off a bye week, we usually start slow, we start sluggish, we don't play really well, and we probably end up losing the game. It's been our history. I told my buddy, I'm looking for them to come out of this game and start fast, on fire, and don't play like you just came off a bye. Don't play sluggish. I'm hoping I see that change in them this year because we've historically bad at coming off byes. Next, Jeff, I put this game on there because I couldn't think of anything else put on there, and it's the Chiefs and Raiders. Division game. The Raiders have been, at times this year, one of the best football teams in the NFL, and at other times this year, they played bad. Same with the Chiefs. I'm not going to go against the Chiefs in this game, though, Jeff. I got the Chiefs winning. I think they found their groove, whether it be on defense. It's definitely not on offense. I don't know what's happened there on defense, what's going on with Patrick Mahomes. But that being said, I still think the Chiefs get the job done.
I can't even remotely sit here and go I can't go against the Chiefs, man. It's just they're winning in weird ways, and the Raiders are freaking inconsistent trash. Yeah. I'm sorry, they're just inconsistent garbage. They cannot. They're the person who somehow walks down the street, stumbles on their shoelace, slips through a puddle, slides down the street, on their back, and then stands up and then tumbles again and does it all over again. And somehow they do that. That's what reminds me of the Raiders. They just somehow They'll win some games and then they'll completely look like trash the next few weeks. So no, I got to go with Kansas City as much as I don't like it. And it makes me throw up.
Oh man. Yeah, that one, it seems like it seems like it'll be a good game. It depends on what Raider team's going to show up. All right, Jeff, it's time. Drumroll, please. Now it is time for the headlines of the week. After hearing that, I always want to have like a big stack of papers, like a news people room, and they just on tonight's headlines. This week's headlines and consist of a couple different things here, mostly football, but Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Big Ben Roethlisberger rumored to tell his teammates and family and coaches that this will be his last year. Now, I said this a couple weeks ago on TikTok, actually. Excuse me. Someone laughed at me and said, you're funny. This guy's washed. He's washed. Okay. He is a Hall of Fame quarterback. He won not national championships. He won 2 NFL championships in 2006, 2009. Green Bay beat him in 2011. He's been to 3. Not a lot of quarterbacks have been to 3, Super Bowls. He's won 2 of them. 2 of them when he was young in the league. It's his time. It's past his time. They should have let him go last year.
Yeah.
But they held on to him and they're paying for it. But it is what it is. He was fun to watch coming out of college. He was fun to watch for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm not going to lie. I have nothing against him. Personally, he's had his own off the field issues. I don't want to get into any of that crap. On the field, he was entertaining to watch. He was a big body. They call him Big Ben for a reason. He was able to create plays by not with his legs and like running around like he's fast, but with his pure strength. People couldn't bring him down. Next thing you know, he throws a pass. You're like, holy moly. One of the main throws I'll ever remember of Big Ben was the Super Bowl throw on this. I think it was Randall L. who caught the ball on the sideline, tippy-toed, caught the ball on the sideline to beat the Arizona Cardinals in the Super Bowl. That's probably one of the throws I'll remember him going, that was a Big Ben Roethlisberger throw. He's going to hang it up at the end of the season, and he should. You never want to see a guy hang on too long and be so bad. You're like, oh my gosh, dude, what are you doing? So I think it is definitely time for him to go, but kudos to his career. He'll be in the Hall of Fame.
I got a problem with Big Ben. My problem is that Big Ben has been a thorn in the Broncos' side for my God, too long. Too long. I'm sorry. You were good. You won some championships. You destroyed the hearts and minds of the Denver Bronco fans for many years because we just had to face you so many times in the playoffs. And good luck on your next pictures. So
excited to push him out the door.
I'm excited to get him out, man. He was just always involved with just taking out the Broncos in the playoffs, beating us in all kinds of ways. You couldn't get him down. He played like McNabb. McNabb was this huge tree trunk back there. You could never freaking get him down. It was just nuts. So, he was always kind of a hard-nosed kind of guy anyway. And so, yeah, as much as it sucks for Pittsburgh, I'm sorry, but I'm not, I like to see him leave because he gave me problems and all that stuff. Besides the off the field stuff, I don't care. Like I understand some of that stuff's craziness and whatever, but I'm talking about on the field stuff. He caused problems for my team. He was a great player. There's no denying it. He's probably going to be in the Hall of Fame, obviously. Very talented, but just like I loved seeing Tom Brady leave the AFC. Goodbye.
Goodbye. All right, Jeff. The next one is the Panthers surprisingly fired Joe Brady as offensive coordinator. And Joe Brady was brought over from the LSU championship team in 2019.
It's Tom's brother. I'm kidding.
Matt, very young brother. Matt Rule says he has no regrets hiring Brady, and it was a step outside of his comfort zone. When he came from the college, Matt Rule coached in Baylor, came from college, and that same year hired a college offensive coordinator, Joe Brady, who just won the championship with LSU, to be his offensive coordinator. It didn't work out there. There's something missing with the offense, and whether it be not having a quarterback, whether it be your best player on the offense is your wide receiver or your running back who's never on the field. I don't know. I don't want to throw Joe Brady on the bus. They got their own problems there when Matt Rule and not Matt Rule himself, but in Carolina and getting the right guys in. And they had a really good defense at the start of the year. I don't know. Sam Darnold hasn't worked out there yet, Jeff. That was a big flop that I was hoping would work out there, but it just did not. And they fired him. I was just shocked to hear that they fired him so soon in the middle of the season on the bye week. That's what I was like. Are you? Whoa. Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't pay attention. I don't pay attention to this too much. Brian has more knowledge about this than I do. I'm not going to act like I'm some expert when it comes to college. But it seems kind of crazy. It seems like there's a lot going on there, and it's. I don't know what's going on, but it seems like a bunch of craziness. So
I read some articles and it was talking about how Matt Rule was saying that on third down we need to do this more. On we need to run the ball more. We need to run the ball more, and I don't think that Joe Brady was wanting to do those things, and I think it just clashed together. And I just thought. I don't think firing him is going to change anything about this team this year.
Probably
let him finish it out, and then find your guy next season. But I that's not my decision to make. But
yeah,
did you see this play, Jeff? It's Pittsburgh quarterback Kenny Pickett. Did you see the play with the fake slide?
I heard about what happened with Pickett, and Pickett is. I'll say this much: Pickett is something that people keep talking about. Kenny Pickett. And, I'm again, as a Bronco fan, you hear a lot of people talking about, Carson Strong, you got all these, Kenny Pickett and all these guys. And so, the Broncos obviously are trying to figure out what they're going to do with the quarterback situation. Are they going to bring in Rodgers?
Rodgers.
Or are they going to pick somebody in the draft? I don't know. But everybody keeps talking about this dude or Kyle Strong, or, there's a few other guys. So it's just this guy in particular. I did hear about this play. I hadn't seen it.
Oh, man.
But I heard it.
I wish I had a video clip. It was a thing of beauty. And it was a thing of beauty, Jeff. He's running the ball. He looks like he's going to slide. And when that happens, defenses stop because they know, right? They know if they touch him while he's sliding, it's a penalty. Well, he fakes the slide. He's not going down, but he kind of just fakes like he drops his back leg like he's gonna slide, and before his knee hits the ground, he just takes off running and he scores a touchdown. And the NCAA banned that move from now on.
Wow.
And usually when the NCAA bans something, they let the season play out and they make that rule. They banned it from here on out. Next week, a quarterback can if they look like they're going to slide, they are going to call him down, and that is the right rule. That is the right rule. I thought clever move from Kenny Pickett. We've never seen it done. We'll never see it done again in NCAA college football.
Only in Madden. Only in NCAA Madden.
Yeah, blitz. You'll see it in blitz. A fake slide. Oh. No. I think it's the right move here. This play cannot happen. It cannot be allowed.
A defense. Your defense sit there and question themselves like, oh, I can't hit him. Oh, wait, can I hit him? And they can. So it's just kind of, it messes that up where you start kind of getting into that muddleness of like, well, I'm going to hit him anyway. And I guess he's going to fake that. I don't know. And then they're going to get penalized. And it's just a big mess.
I tell you what, if I'm the coach on that sideline on the defense, I said, next time he slides, you lay his butt out, period. End of discussion. I'll take the penalty all day. I'm not going to allow him to do that. And the NCAA has banned that from going forward. And that's what's going to happen is you're going to have quarterbacks go to slide and get laid out. And, well, I didn't know. Was it going to fake the slide? That's happening now. So right move, step in by NCAA to change that play. And if I'm a defensive coordinator playing against Kenny Pickett, I'm telling him when he slides, don't hold up.
Yeah.
Don't hold up.
I heard about the play. I didn't see it, but I heard about it.
Probably not going forward because the NCAA is stepping in here.
Well,
but that game, I'm going, hey, next time he goes to slide, you lay him out.
Yeah.
It won't do it again, I promise.
Yeah.
But it was you got to go look it up. It was a pretty smooth play.
I will. I'll look it up.
All right, Jeff. Sorry about the cough. Last thing we got on the list, and I didn't really hear this. I haven't been but today was my first day back at work from COVID. I've been out of COVID for 10 days. So today's my first day back in a truck.
Yeah.
Tuesday, Coach McCarthy declared a victory on Sunday against the Washington football team. He said, we will win this football game. Do you like this move? And I'm not even talking about even just the Cowboys. I'm just talking about in general. Do you like when a coach does this? Do you think it gives a team anymore? Woo, now we got to win.
First of all, Brian, you're talking to a baseball fan. Okay. We all know baseball fans are extremely superstitious people, especially when it comes to sports. I don't bet on my teams. I think it's complete because I look at it like if I bet on my team and they lose, I've done something, I've cursed them for who knows how long, 25 years, Cowboy fans. But sorry. Oh gosh. Oh, so by the way, no, I don't like when people are overconfident in their ability to win a game before they've played the game. Rodgers said the trash talk he did when he beat the Bears. I get that. That I understand. And I don't have a problem with trash talk. I think it's great. It's the competitive nature of the game, and that's fine. But I don't like the stuff being said before the game. Here's an example. The Broncos were completely and utterly trash talked before the game against the Cowboys. And look what happened. And look how the Cowboys have been since. Exactly. So now they win a game, they win a few games, whatever, and then they're trash talking already going to Washington. I'm telling you, Washington football team is going to have a bone to pick with that. They're going to they felt disrespected by that, and rightfully so. If they felt disrespected by that, if the Washington football team wins this game, I'm going to laugh because McCarthy needs to stop. Just show it on the field. Like, you don't need to say anything. If you want to talk trash at the end of the game, then fine, talk trash. Are you a better team than the Washington football team? Absolutely. The Washington football team is horrible. So if you want to talk trash, great, do it after the game. Don't do it before the game. Don't guarantee wins. Don't act like a fool. Like, come on, man. Like that. Come on.
Now, Jeff, I don't like when head coaches do this. And do I mind players? I don't mind players. I don't mind it. If my team's trash talking or if some team's trash talking, my team players are doing it. All right, we'll show up on the field, show up Sunday and see what happens. Right. Coach McCarthy has nothing to do with them winning this football game. I mean, yeah, coach does at a certain point, but he's not the person on the field executing the plays.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like about it. You put a lot more pressure on your team to go out there and win this game because you said we're going to win this whole game. Like, it's like you're not even thinking of it. It's like you're looking past it. Now, let me tell you what, Jeff, if the Cowboys win this game, which they probably will, I predict them that they will win this game.
Right. They should
Nothing
win the game. They should win the game.
will come of it. It'll be like, oh, I told you we're going to win the game. If they lose this game, no. If they lose this game, everyone's going to come back to that quote. Everyone's going to be looking at Coach McCarthy. It's me and you, people like me and you are going to laugh at it. And you've got to wonder, did he overlook this team? Right? Because when you come in and say, yeah, we're going to win this game, it's just like you're overlooking this opponent.
Yeah.
And then you got to wonder, has that been your mentality during this week of practice? Have you had lazy practices? Have you not put your full attention into it? I don't like it when head coaches say this stuff. I like my head coach to have some balls, like freaking Matt LaFleur last year said, my motto is, we're going to all gas and no mother effing brakes.
Sure.
Great.
That kind of stuff's fine.
Great. But when you come out and say, we're going to win Sunday, it's like, whoa, coach, we still got to play the game. They asked Ron Rivera about it, and he's like, that's the wrong move, because now he's made it about what he said and not about football. It's not about winning. It's about what he said at the end of the day with his guys. And you do put a lot of pressure on your football team when you say these things publicly. Dak Prescott came out and said, this is what we believe in the locker room. He just said it publicly. And that's great. You want your players to be confident.
Right.
But to come out as a head coach when you're not on the field, actually making the plays happen, I don't like it.
It gets taken by the media, it gets switched around, and I get that. And that's what you don't want. You don't want that kind of press out there. Saying it stuff in the locker room with a closed environment is different. And I think that's the problem. And I don't like it. I wouldn't even want, if somebody did that on my team, I would be mad too. This isn't a cowboy. I don't like the cowboy thing. Like this is a thing where I go, if it was my team, I still would say, what an idiot. Still,
yeah, you're giving, some people believe that, oh, look, coach, you just jinxed us, or you're giving that coach bulletin board. If I'm a head coach, I'm taking this and I'm pinning it up in a locker room.
And I'm going to say this much. You're putting yourself into a position. You're going to have to explain yourself if you lose.
Oh, yeah.
Do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Like, come on.
So it's interesting. I'm not saying I just don't like it because it's Coach McCarthy. I don't like it if it's any coach. If it's players, okay, cool, because you can show up and you can actually play and answer to your ability to play a game of football.
Right.
Head coaches, I mean, yes, they do have an outcome on. I'm not saying they don't, but they're not out there actually backing up the talk. So I'll leave it at that. It is a rivalry, Cowboys and Redskins. It's one of the longest in the NFL. But Cowboys should win this game. If they lose this game now, he's opened up the door for more scrutiny.
Yeah.
And
he's going to have to answer to that. And they're going to replay that. It's going to be go on First Take. Steve A is going to be laughing. Like you're setting yourself up laughing for a disaster. Like,
and I can't stand him, but when hear him laughing with the Cowboys, it's
man.
All right, Jeff. Well, we've reached that segment that we end every episode with, and it is, what is in your locker, good sir, this week?
My locker, I work, of course, as usual. Because I always work. But no, I work and getting some snow. We finally got some snow today. It is, I think we set a record for the longest without snow in Colorado history. So it's been 82 years. It was 200 and some odd days without snow. We finally got some today. Yeah, it's been crazy. In Denver, though, like the mountains have been getting tons, but we've gotten jack. So we finally got some, which is good. Hopefully we get more. Typically, the snowy season really starts in January. A lot of people think it starts before that, but it doesn't. But we should have gotten snow by then, at least a few days worth. And other than that, watched Game Awards yesterday with my wife. It was all right. There was some stuff in there that were pretty good. Some stuff she's looking forward to. A couple of categories. Some of the games she likes won. And so stuff like that was cool. Got to see Hellblade 2, which seems like it's definitely odd. It's not on the same category as God of War. Seems like they're really trying to compete with God of War, and that's not why the first Hellblade game was good. So I don't really like the direction they're going there. They had no release date on that at all. So that was also, I knew it was so way far because, I mean, a couple months ago it was like they just started development on it. That game's been in development for 2 years already. So there's that. Then I got to play part of a tech demo. This is a PS5 tech demo. I'm going to do a live react to the tech demo, and I'm gonna do a Twitch stream with Brian on there and on the party chat, and so we'll get Brian's reaction to the tech demo. It's pretty cool. It's a Matrix tech demo. It's Unreal Engine 5. It's PS5 and next gen technology, trying to show off what the next gen capabilities are with the next Unreal Engine. It's pretty cool. If anybody gets a chance to see it, anyone listening gets a chance to see this, look it up. And if not, check the stream when I stream it. It's incredible. It's what everybody's been wanting for games for many years. And it's the Matrix. I mean, come on now. Who doesn't like to see bullet time and craziness and car chases and all this stuff? So it's pretty cool. If anybody does have an next-gen console, whether it be Xbox Series X, PS5, download it, play it. It's on there for free, and it's a fun tool. So did that. Watched some stuff, some documentary stuff. Getting ready to watch the Matrix movie the 22nd. I'm excited. I definitely will be talking about that and what I think about it. And then also been sitting there and watched some of the Broncos stuff. Got to watch the Broncos lose to Kansas City. It sucked. It was not good. Hopefully we take care of the Lions. I think the Broncos will probably turn the page and beat the Lions for sure. I'm excited to actually see the Demaryius Thomas tribute there, and I got a couple of new interviews for some work. I got an interview coming up on Tuesday on Zoom, and I got another interview that I got emailed about right before I came on the podcast for Monday. So that's going to be interesting. Both are graphic design and positions. So one of them, on the one on Tuesday, is one I'm actually looking forward to the most. If I really had to pick, I like that one better. But they're both an opportunity, and I'll take the opportunities as long as I get paid more when I'm getting paid now. I could care less. But yeah, that's what's going on, and that's what's going on in my locker. What's going on in your locker, Brian?
All right, brother. Well, you said you were watching documentaries. The one thing we need to get back into is reviewing documentaries. We used to do that on this, and we need to start back into doing that. In my locker, I've been getting over COVID. It's weird, man. Have you had COVID, Jeff?
I don't know.
You don't know. That's a good. A lot of people probably have had it and don't know.
So we went to Moab. Okay, this was last Christmas. My mom was sick, or Leia was sick. I don't know. Somebody was sick. Couldn't see my mom. So we decided, let's not chance it. Let's go. We already got the first shot at that point. And I came home and I was feeling like absolute crap. The moment I got home, it happened with my ears closed up, and I was like, what's going on? And so, that lasted about a week. So I don't know what it was.
If that was it or not.
It may have been it, but we could have had a breakthrough infection, I guess, maybe, because Allie got it too.
So that's the funny thing is
weird.
Like,
it was weird.
Yeah.
Because I have seasonal allergies, and the whole different part was when we went to Moab, it was not as cold, and then it got really cold like the next day or so, and real windy. And so we were outside, and we had jackets on, but still we were outside and we were walking around, and I'm like, I wonder if, and it hit me in the morning. It hit my throat, and I was like, man, this seems like seasonal allergies, but I don't know nowadays.
Well, it's funny you say, like, because some people don't know, like my sister-in-law went to give blood and they were like, oh, you have COVID. You've had COVID at some point. We could see it here. You've had antibodies build up to it. And she's like, oh, I had no idea. So I definitely could not know if you had it. And it started that way with my wife. Every year, when it gets a little colder outside, and it fluctuates in Texas. Like today was in the 80s. Tomorrow's high is 50. And then we're back in the 60s. Like Christmas Day is supposed to be in the 70s. It's insane. So my wife had what seemed to be her yearly, she gets head colds, really stuffy, a lot of pressure, headaches, and it goes away. Well, that turned into, it didn't go away. It got worse, turned into a fever. I had, pardon the French, diarrhea for a couple of days, and then a little scratchy throat. And turns out we had COVID. We're still getting over it. I'm back at work today. It's a 10-day quarantine from work. So, and I've noticed it's hard to explain. I've noticed some changes from what when I got COVID and kind of now. I get really hot fast. Like I'm burning up right now. I'm in a jersey. I'm sweating like crazy. I sweated a lot at work today. I'm like, my gosh, I get really tired easily. I can't taste or smell at all. I've heard people get their taste back. Things don't taste as good. Some things they used to like, they don't like. My buddy down the street, his wife lost her taste, and she said she can't drink Pepsi anymore. It tastes like cinnamon. She can't drink it. I don't know. I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I'm a foodie. I love to eat food. I hope I get my taste back soon, because that's the one thing that's really pissed me off.
Brian's not going to be able to like the taste of meat anymore. So he's now going to be vegetarian.
Hey, if that's what everyone tells me, hey, it's a good diet, right? I can eat whatever I want now. I could be snacking on lettuce and carrots and really wouldn't know, because I can't taste it. Oh, so I'm back to work today, and it's been kind of interesting because my work schedule, I got up at 1:30 in the morning to go to work. So I'm extremely tired right now. I got to go to work tomorrow too. Work by Saturday, but so that's interesting. I feel like and it's weird. I feel like COVID's changed my body in a different way. It's just weird. It feels weird. I don't know how to explain it. Heard something on the radio today. That NCAA football, Jeff, will be made in the summer of 2023. So to look forward to that coming out. Sunday, I am headed to a buddy's house down the street that I made friends here in the neighborhood. He's a Bears fan. We're going to watch the game together, eat some Wingstop together. He can cry on my shoulder after the Bears take another loss, and should be pretty fun. Other than that, guys, I've started a little project, Jeff, and I don't know if you've listened to the episode. This is a couple weeks ago on Tuesday, about 2 weeks ago. I started a Get to Know Your Neighbor project, and it's just a project where I'm challenging people to get out there and get to know different people. Step outside your comfort zones, meet your neighbors. If you have, like I talk about it, I live in a brand new build. Whenever someone moves in, I take time and effort to go get to know that person. Hey, welcome to the neighborhood. My name is Brian. This is about me, blah, blah, blah. But it's about stepping out of your comfort zone. It's about sharing your stories and through sharing your stories with other people, you learn to have empathy and compassion. And you can actually learn that you have a lot in common with other people, and that we all struggle and we all go through these things. And if we go out there and we share these stories and we get to know other people, I think it'll bring a lot of good in the world. Now, I'm challenging people to get into the holiday spirit. It's a simple thing to do, guys. Getting into the holiday spirit, get your traditions you got. I love Christmas traditions. you have them when you're a kid, and then when you have your own family, whether it be you get married, whether you have kids, you get to start new traditions. I love it. I love this time of year. We put the tree up after Thanksgiving. Do Elf on the Shelf with your kids. It's fantastic. Now, it might be a little pain in the butt for the parents to have to do it all, but to see their surprise on their face, my girls love it. They wake up looking for the elf, and every year we have to decorate the tree, and that's when the elf shows up. And then when we take the tree down, that's when the elf goes away. You start these traditions. Start listening to some Christmas.
You don't have to be a kid to enjoy Elf on the Shelf. I do.
You definitely don't. They've had some creative.
Where's that elf?
Who didn't move the elf? Son of a. We'll wake up and totally forget about moving the elf, and then like, oh, son of a. Oh, we got to try it. It's interesting, but I'm challenging people to get into the Christmas spirit this year. Take time to listen to some Christmas music a little bit. Take time to be a little extra cheery. Take time to give to less fortunate than you have, and just get in the Christmas spirit. Do something. Every year we try and take the girls to go see Christmas lights. We go to the Prairie Lights. Take your girlfriend out. Take your wife out. If you don't have kids, take your kids out. Go take your niece and nephew out. Spend some time with them. Spend some time with extended family, and just get in the Christmas spirit. And I know it can be hard, and I know it could be a struggle, and I know it's difficult sometimes during this time of year. I just got off. I was off for 10 days with no pay. I get paid for 0 of that. I'm like, how am I going to put Christmas presents under my tree this year? Well, God is good, and don't worry about that. We've got that taken care of. But always realize that people outside of you are struggling with different things, and realize that you have it far better than you probably think you do. So try and wake up with a smile on your face and get in that Christmas spirit. And I know I rambled on there. Sorry.
No. I'm going to possibly see my mom. I think she just got a day off, and my work is like, you got X number of days off. So I think they're giving us quite a bit, like 3. So that's cool. And I mean, yeah, when, me and my wife, every year we hang out with Harry, Marv, and Kevin. So like, in different places too, some of it's in Chicago, some of it is in New York. So, I mean, it's pretty cool.
But see, and those are the things, right? This time of year, you're like, oh man, I got to watch National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Oh man, I got to watch Charlie Brown. These are those things you start watching with your families, and you start that traditions. My grandma started a tradition of, we made sausage balls every year for Christmas. I do that. I've continued to do that outside. Even growing up as a teenager, we got to have sausage balls for Christmas morning. I do it now. I continue to do it. And hopefully it's something I pass down to my kids. And I put a little something out on TikTok today about challenging people to get out there, get in the Christmas spirit, be a little cheery, share with us your Christmas traditions. I want to read your Christmas tradition, be like, hey, that's a fantastic idea. Maybe I should start doing that too. And I'm going to pass along these traditions. And, they're different all around the United States, from the South to the North, whatever, these different things that, oh, I didn't know you did that for Christmas. Well, let me try and incorporate that here. And maybe you could try this and, pass things along.
This is the new TikTok challenge. People, come on.
Yes.
Brian's starting something new. Let's get it going, man.
I would be glad.
Challenge people on TikTok. The new one. Not eat Tide Pods. Come on.
Yeah. Oh, not no silly dance. Let me show me your Christmas traditions. Yeah. But that's about it. My locker this week, man. We've just getting over COVID. Like I said, we didn't have it too bad. My wife had it worse than I did. She had the fever and a little bit of body aches, but she got over that. And I like I said, mine were mild. And just watching Yellowstone, man, I've got caught up on these 10 days off on watching all of Yellowstone. Fantastic show. I'm gonna go buy me. I need to go buy me a cowboy hat. I need to buy me a cowboy hat. I need to buy me some cowboy boots and just fully jump into it. But fantastic show. Fantastic show.
It's already snowing, Brian.
It's already snowing.
Right?
Dude, I'm telling you, 80 degrees today, sweating. Tomorrow, it's going to be high in 52. I'm like, God, this is how you get sick. There's the fluctuation here in Texas.
Wait, are the Packers playing the Chicago Bears in Green Bay?
In Green Bay, Jeff.
We got the snow. It's already snowing in Green Bay. Get ready, Chicago.
I'm hoping it's a snow game. Chicago should be pretty used to that.
Yeah.
But, Aaron Rodgers, like you said, owns the Bears, Jeff. Got to do. Now, my only concern, he is really fantastic. My only concern is, do the Bears take that personally and they try and hurt Aaron Rodgers? I hope not. We don't need a Favre 2.0 situation. All right, guys. Well, that's been this edition. It's like I said, it's going to be a long one. We didn't even talk about your trip down to Texas, Jeff.
Yeah. Oh God.
I talked about it a little bit last week about when I went solo about how we met. We had a Philly and hadn't seen you. How was the last time I saw you in person?
2.5 years, something like that.
2.5 years, 2-3 years. That's what I said. I thought it's been about. I thought it was longer than that. And I was like, wait, it's been about 2-3 years. So okay. But anyways, guys, I hope you have a fantastic weekend. I do work in the morning, but it's a slow shift, so I'm usually off real early in the morning. And Jeff's going to, I don't know how we're going to set this up tomorrow, but we're going to do a live reaction. I haven't seen it of the PS5 demo of this next gen's fully capable of. And he showed me a picture of it, and I haven't seen any of the video. And my gosh, the picture looks insane. So I'm interested to see this tomorrow. So look forward to that tomorrow evening. We'll put that out. And
whether you tune in as it is or whether you tune in after, it's fine. Yeah, it'll be cool to see a reaction though, or to hear a reaction.
All right, guys. Well, take that challenge. Be in the Christmas spirit. Be a little happier this time of year. God bless you guys, and take care, Jeff.
Take care, everybody.